Glasses on or off? On or off? What do I do?
Whatever allows you to see.
I'm a referee. I don't need to see. Johnny, you good?
Yeah, sorry.
Johnny, are you paying attention?
What were we talking about, Johnny? Do you have any idea?
Oh, all the LPs.
Okay.
Sure. What was his bestseller, Johnny? Were you listening?
You had Little Red Corvette on 45. and Roxette sold for $25.
There you go.
45 was nothing in the sale. Well, gentlemen, that is all the time that we have this evening on the Finders Flippers Resell Podcast. Another great one.
Always.
Oh, you waiting on me?
Yeah.
Hey, let's do that. Do your outro again, since I forgot I was supposed to say something, so I can flow into that.
Well, that is all the time. Welcome back, everybody, to the Finders Flippers Resell Podcast. Here we go again. We are on your tubes and on your phones and everywhere else.
Everywhere, guys. Episode 74. It's pretty exciting. Are we going to get to the story from last week?
Well, I was hoping so.
Yes. So if you guys didn't see last week's episode, you need to go back and watch episode 73, because episode 74 will make much more sense if you do that. Sturt the raccoon comes to life, tells a tale, and we're going to tell that tale tonight. I'm excited.
We're ready for that tale, Johnny. I've been anticipating this all week long. It's like a big cliffhanger. So
all of our cast of characters should be here.
I'm anxious to see what happens here.
I can't imagine that I'm going to laugh any harder than I did last week. My face was so red. I watched the video back and.
I tell you what, the editing of that was pretty funny. It took me a while on that one. It was good.
I thought we were going to have our second medical emergency on a show. But
that is still the single most favorite line I've had of all these 74 episodes. Johnny, he goes, "We've never had anybody die on."
That was a concern. She was struggling.
Yes, she was struggling. Anybody know what episode that was?
Oh God, 46.
Lillian and Marla, Schmidt Auctions and Penguin Boss. So
yep,
yeah. Go back if anybody would like to go back and watch that episode if you haven't seen it, and watch. Who was it? Lillian? Was it Lillian?
Lillian, yeah, she's the one who almost died.
Yeah, Lillian got
live on air.
About croaked on us. So go back and check that out. See what happened. When you are on a crutch or crutches or any other apparatus, boy, it slows down your sourcing. So if anybody's out there and you ever had that problem, you've had to handle an apparatus and try to source things. It's quite difficult, as I found out these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, you just got to move to online sourcing. You're just going to have to source from Stewart's Whatnot shows.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. Which, Sturt, I have a bone to pick with you about your Whatnot shows.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I wish you'd have called me before you went and sold off a bunch of those Prince albums and all that other stuff you had.
Why's that?
Because I'd like to have them. At least my wife would anyway.
Well, they weren't mine. They were my brother's. So
well, it doesn't matter. I could buy them from him. Yeah, she's a big Prince fan.
We had like every Prince album, I think, just about.
You had a lot of LPs, and not only were they a lot of them, there was quality that you had in that stack.
Yeah, so my brother actually found all these at a thrift shop in Oak Ridge, and ended up, negotiating with them a little bit and got a pretty good price, and probably had 100 plus albums plus another 60 45s, which we really weren't sure how well the 45s would go. But they were almost all late 70s into the 80s. And I mean, what we found is that the 80s ones were the ones that really went for the bigger dollars. I mean, we had some like Eagles and Led Zeppelin, and those went for $8-10. But we had I think it was Roxette, went for 24. And then those Prince ones, the first Prince album went for around 30, I think. But yeah, a lot of the 80s stuff was going for, a lot more money. So my brother's actually found about 25 or 30 more 80s albums since then. And so we're going to try to maybe start focusing on just finding that kind of that era. I think it's because, the people who are on Whatnot or just in general who are looking at albums now are probably our age, and the 80s are when, 60s, 70s is getting a little, I like that music, but I guess if you were born in the 80s, that's really what you're looking for. So it was a fun show. We did about $700. So
did you sell the 40? Was it 45s? Did you have some?
Yeah. So we started out, like, somebody asked if we had any Poison albums, and we had one. We had Look What the Cat Dragged In. I think it sold for like 25 or 30. But then Dave was like, hey, I think I've got some of the 45s. So we lighted those up. And I think like 3 Poison 45s sold for maybe 10 or 15. But then we just started with, we had a pretty big stack of 45s. So we just started out with like 5. And Dave goes, as long as people are bidding, I'm just going to keep throwing them in there. So we sold a couple of lots of them for like $60, for maybe 20, 45 RPM records. So yeah, it was a fun show. It definitely exceeded our expectations. So, yeah, keep your eyes out, Wes. If you find 80s seems to be what we need to focus on. If you can find a big lot of them, we'll do a Whatnot show together with those.
I do have a singular, just one 45, and it's a little red Corvette print. Yeah. I do have that. But it seems to be like it's in good condition. But, some things are like those are hit and miss. It's hard to find. Like the ones I gave you, they were not in the best of shape. They were good records. It's just... Yeah,
they were good records. And they were typical of what you find with records a lot of times. You can tell they've been sitting on the floor in somebody's basement, and they'll have like mildew stains and stuff on the bottom part of the records.
Right.
Like I bought a whole collection one time that was probably 2,000 records and caught me great titles from the 60s and 70s, but I had to throw about half of them out because they had literally been in a garage or a basement somewhere.
Right.
I was able to salvage, I made a ton of money on them, but some of the ones I had to throw out was just sickening. There were like several Beatles albums that were just like green. And just if you are a new viewer, first of all, thanks for watching. If you do want to catch up on past episodes, if you go into YouTube, you can go to the podcast tab across the top, and that will allow you to just run through all 74 episodes, right in a row. So if you got a couple hours to kill. So
yeah. So Johnny, before you jump in, let me give a shout out to a few of our viewers, if we could, our subscribers. And I'm going to mess this one up. Molly Logothetis. That's what it sounds like. Yaya D. There are a couple of our newest subscribers. And Conchi Consignment, we know who that is, don't we?
Yeah, the good old consignment chatters.
Yep. Rebel Junkie and Don Wright. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel. Those last 3 have been with us for a while. So thank you all, everybody. I think we're up to, was it 382? Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, 382 subscribers, so getting real close to the next live. In fact, you mentioned Dom. She's the one who came up with the spelling of Sturt.
That is correct. So, Dom, again, you've made Sturt now a legend. We're trying to get some merch for that. We need a Sturt sticker and Sturt shirt and everything else. Sturt.
So,
Sturt
just
shirt.
one more note. We're getting ready to maybe hit a milestone. So, episode 25 with Popeye's Postcards has been our number 1 viewed episode pretty much ever since it came out 11 months ago. Well, our episode 71 is 4 away from taking over the top spot of all time. So Popeye's about to get knocked off the falls.
So let's see. Popeye had like 261, I think, and then
and we're at 257. with the Depop drama.
Right.
And
well, that's been an ongoing saga. Well, Johnny, let's open the box and let's dive right into what you have, my friend.
All right, boys and girls, everybody gather around, grab your blankie, grab your favorite stuffed animal, popcorn time. It is time for the thrift store standoff, written by ChatGPT and starring Sturt the Raccoon and friends. It was a golden morning, warm with sunlight and the smell of musty treasure. Sturt the Raccoon stood tall in his bow tie and boater hat. He turned to his friends and said, "We have exactly $31. Let's make it count." Wes the Owl adjusted his glasses. "Rumor has it there's a misprinted wall clock in here," he hooted. Johnny the Turtle slowly admired a dusty lava lamp. "Had one like this in the 70s, I think." David the Squirrel bounced in with excitement. "There's comics. I can smell the Astro Goddess ink." The thrift shop was called Second Times the Charm. Ooh. Inside, shelves, shadows, stories, and a glint of crimson velvet. Marjorie Volpine, the velvet vixen, stepped from behind a mannequin, parasol twirling, sunglasses flashing. "Sturt," she said with a smirk, "still dragging around your merry band of bargain bin sidekicks." Sturt smiled politely. "Always a pleasure to see you, Marjorie. Still wearing the curtain as a coat?" Then everyone saw it on the brick wall under a dusty light. A mint condition 1930s Queen Anne rotary phone priced at $30. Marjorie stepped forward. "I'll take it," she purred. Sturt stepped forward too. He pulled out his satchel. He had exactly $31. The clerk blinked. "One item, one buyer, first come, first served." The gang held their breath. Sturt tapped his pocket watch. "Then allow me to sweeten the deal." He held out $30, then added one crisp dollar bill and tossed in that chipped teacup with the hummingbird, Marjorie's favorite. Marjorie gasped, "You wouldn't." The clerk shrugged. "Deal's a deal." Sturt walked out with a phone, a teacup, and $0 left. Marjorie stormed out with steam in her sunglasses. Wes whispered, "Tactical brilliance." Johnny smiled, and he got her a gift. David squealed, "Also found an Astro Goddess number 3 for a quarter?" Sturt held the hummingbird teacup to the sun. "Every great adventure," he said, "begins with a little bit of change."
Nice.
The end.
Nicely done, ChatGPT. Johnny.
I like the way David squeals a lot.
He's a squealer. Oh, man. Oh, there's the story. Second time's the charm.
Yeah, so it said storybook layout, and then it stopped after it realized I was trying to write a book. I was trying to use it to write a book.
But hey, that was awesome, though.
Yeah,
we'll have to occasionally do a new adventure. So I don't know if that's an every week thing or not, but
maybe we could just make it like every like 5 or every 10 episodes we have a new adventure.
We definitely need to have one on the 100th episode. A quick one.
Yeah. We can do that for sure. We'll see what happens. But what I didn't understand about that story is, didn't Marjorie say she would take it first? And then the store owner said first come, first serve, but somehow that was Sturt.
Well, Sturt, crisp $1 bill undercut her, see.
It's a good thing I had $31.
And we've learned in real life, what does Sturt care? He doesn't care. He'll put whatever in his bag. See? It doesn't matter. Marriage license, whatever.
Store standoff.
Yeah, so to understand, like Johnny said, what we're talking about, you need to go back and look at last week.
It'll definitely make a lot more sense. But that had me on the edge of my seat for sure.
So, John, let me ask you: do you feel like a children's book author now?
Yeah, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that. So, absolutely,
it's quite satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah, no typewriter needed.
Sturt looks awestruck. He's just like, "Wow, my $31 is going places."
I mean, I like that it just got to the point right away. And, Sturt just asserted his dominance and got his item.
I can see him reaching in and pulling that crisp $1 George out, popping it.
I do have one other question, though. Is $30 for a mint condition 1930s Queen Anne rotary phone, is that a good deal?
Oh, no.
What does a Queen Anne rotary phone look like?
We have a lot of questions, guys. So I don't know if this is a Queen Anne, but it is a 1930s rotary phone listed at 105. So 30 is not terrible.
And that one's not pink either, so you would think pink's gonna command a premium.
Yeah. What is it? Mm-hmm. What does it say in the middle of it? What does that say?
For information
on dialing, see directory.
See directory. Huh. Now there's one over there. Oh wait, that's just a side view. Okay.
Should we do a breakdown of KC Fans eBay store?
Break it down.
I mean, 3,568 positive feedback with 100% positive feedback score.
Yeah, everybody go buy something from KC Fans. Tell them Finders Flippers Resell Podcast sent you. So
yeah.
We should do a random part of the show where we contact sellers. Just
yeah. So listening to that story, I'll know I've made it in the world when I start going to yard sales and people go, "Hey, you're that $31 dude guy."
Hey, honey, he says he's only got
$31.
Don't sell.
There's just somebody who wants $40 for something and sees Sturt walk up and he's like, "Damn it." What if somebody only wants like $2 for something and you're like, "No, I paid $31 for everything."
Straight up 31.
I don't necessarily pay $31 for a single item. I just bring $31.
In other words, he's going to take a lot of stuff. He's cram his car.
He just pulls out $31 and is like, "What can I get with this many?"
I told the lady at that estate, so you can look in the bag all you want, but all I got is $31. So.
How many? Now, Sturt, that sounds like you've used that several times. So be honest with us. How often have you made? I
haven't used the specific $31 line, but I have used I only have X number of dollars in my wallet, and it's usually true. I really want this, but I only have $15, and I'm. So you either might
you
take
ain't
it or
getting
leave.
no Coke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I ain't paying no dollar for no Coke.
Then you ain't getting no Coke. Sorry, Johnny. We're going back in the movie.
Yeah.
What movie
was that?
You know what movie it was from, Johnny?
No.
Caddyshack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He comes up and he says, "It's the caddies," and he says he puts $1 up, and they used to pay $1 for the Cokes. The caddies were doing their job,
and
he gives him back some change, and he said, "I'm not paying no $1 for no Coke," and he pulls it back, and says, "Then you ain't getting no Coke." He gives his money back. Very good, Sturt. Very good.
I was thinking of what is it? The second Back to the Future. When he's like, "I'll take a Pepsi free," and the guy's like, "You can have a Pepsi, but you're gonna pay for it."
You can have a Pepsi, pal, but you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
They hit
short-lived Pepsi free.
Yeah, the very short-lived.
So I don't know if y'all saw my picture on Instagram. I bought some of those mystery boxes that
I did notice you did.
That Ben talked about when he was on the show, and we opened them last night. I do have a video that I'm going to probably try to work on, but it was nothing earth-shattering. I'm going to hopefully make my money back. So we did get 4 pairs of work boots, which I think will be the best thing we can sell. We got several cans of dry shampoo if anybody needs any.
Oh,
so
very good. Well, we talked about going over there, Sturt, and I'd noticed they had just sold out, but they were going to get some more in. And some of those people got the first boxes of that new run after we'd talked about it, and they didn't fare very well either.
Yeah, I was like one of the first people over there because, I just live like 5 minutes from the place. So right. I just happened to see they posted the picture. So yeah, I ran over there, and of course there were a few people there, and they're all shaking boxes. I mean, I wouldn't know what I was listening for. So I just kind of pulled 4 boxes from different areas. And because I texted Amy, I said, hey, you want me to go get one of these? She goes, yeah, go get some. I said, well, hey, how many you want me to get? I said, how about 2 for you and 2 for me? I was like, okay.
And opened them up and goes, I don't want that one.
So I spent $180 roughly. Of course, I took my tax certificate, and they're like, this doesn't look like the one we normally take. I said, well, it's probably because mine's from 2004 and they don't ever issue a new one. You just have to keep it looks different. But so they finally took it. So I did, I didn't pay any tax. But yeah, I mean, I think once I start going through there, we got the first thing we pulled out were some Beats headphones. Oh. We opened them up and they were all like busted up and stuff, So, but I looked even broken Beats you can sell for like $18-$20 just for parts, I guess. So I did list those today, and I listed a pair of boots that I got out of there that had never been worn. They still had the tags and the paper shoved down on the toes, and I think I listed those for 80 something. And then I've still got. I mean, I should be able to make a little money on it. As long as I can make a little money, I'd probably go buy some more just because it was fun. But we'll see.
Well, you got to have a little bit of gambler in you to try to do that.
I mean, it reminds me of the days when I used to do the liquidation.com pallets. And I don't know if anybody watching ever did the liquidation.com stuff, or if either one of y'all did. You would go out and bid on pallets, and they were usually manifested so you could see what you were bidding on. But a lot of them you'd get, and it was the same kind of stuff that was in the mystery boxes. It was Amazon returns, a lot of it, and you'd get excited, but then you'd open it up and, and the speaker would have a big hole in it or something. But, but I think there was only one pallet I ever bought that I did not make money on. The best one I ever got was a bunch of shelf pulls it was from NBA.com, and it was all hats. Speaking of one of your, and they were, probably got 350 hats, all brand new, and ended up making a ton off those things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Sturt, you ever had a storage unit before?
Have I bid on one?
Have you ever bid on one? You ever done that?
No, Amy and I have talked about wanting to do one, just to say we have done one. We would probably have to do one of the smaller units, like a 5x10 to start, because A, we don't have a truck really to haul stuff with, and B, we really don't have a place to store anything either. And I know you've got to have everything usually cleaned out by, Sunday, or, right. It's like 2 days or something. And you've got to have it, I think, completely everything gone. So yeah, it's something I'd like to do. But the problem is now they've all gone online, and there's a million people bidding on them. When I look at them, they all seem to be pretty high. So,
Have you ever done that, Johnny?
No, I mean, we've always talked about it, even just for like a video, but you watch them and you just like having to clean them out and having to get rid of the garbage and then having to store it. I don't know that we're set up for that.
Yeah, and I think I told this on here one time. My brother, when he was doing reselling full time, and he built a warehouse and everything in McMinnville, so he was set up to kind of do that stuff if he wanted to. But he bid on one and got there, and he bid on it because he saw a bunch of like video game consoles and stuff, and that was what he was big into, selling video games at that time. Well, he opened it up. He said, first off, the smell when it hits you was just like terrible. But he said as he started going through it, looked like somebody had been evicted from their house or their apartment or something, and literally just took everything, including all the food, and just like dumped it in this storage building. And he said there was so much like rat poop everywhere, and he said he ended up like being able to sell a few of the games, but like the consoles were just like trashed. And
Wow.
it was so bad. I mean, he said he was worried he was going to get some, disease or something.
Oof.
So he ended up not even finishing the clean out and just told him that, they're like, we're going to put your name on the list where you can't ever bid again. He goes, that's okay. He said,
Yeah,
said, this is a hazard to my health. I mean, he said it was like the worst thing he'd ever seen in his life. And so,
well, one of the reasons why I was asking about storage bins, I met a guy. His name is Isaiah. And shout out Isaiah. I told him to give him a shout out on our podcast. He's one of our new subscribers as well. I met him over here in Maryville, which is close to Knoxville, Johnny, which is...
visit knoxville.com.
But Isaiah, super nice guy. Him and his wife were having a garage sale, and it was a storage bin clean out that he did. And he really didn't have time to organize it and put it all together. He just kind of set stuff out, and he had this pile of clothes and everything in the garage. But he does it all the time. So it kind of got me interested again, thinking about it. He kind of gave me a little bit of guidance on it, so I'm considering doing it. I'd like to take one stab at it just to see. You got to try a little bit, trial and error. You never know. But obviously, the cleaning out and having to put it somewhere quickly is the problem.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could just rent the storage unit for a month that you bought.
Just turn around and go, you know what? I'm going to rent this. I'd say you could. Why couldn't you?
Unless
they had somebody that wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could, but that would just be more cost, right?
Yeah. Well, like in our case, if we were to do a big one, and we've had to do this even when we've bought out huge estates, we have to rent a U-Haul. And, for a day, usually a U-Haul truck's going to, by the time you pay gas and the rent and everything, you're looking at over $100. So you got to factor that into your cost. So yeah, I'm like you, Wes. I want to definitely do one at some point, and I need to I know it's like storageauctions.com or storageauctions.net or something like that, where you can go and put in your zip code, kind of like estatesales.net, and it'll bring back all the ones in your area. And, they'll have like one picture, usually just a single picture looking in, and kind of give you here's what appears to be in the storage unit.
Yeah.
But like you all were saying, it's the bidding that goes on there. It's just like, there's so many, and it would be hard to get, I would think, at a reasonable price anyway. Well, especially not knowing what's in there.
And they used to do them all in person, and you could probably, there's probably maybe 15, 20 people there, and probably a lot easier to get a good deal than, it's just like any auctions now have gone online. And, I always use the example of Fountain City, it was me versus 100 people in the room, and now it's me versus the internet.
I guess the good thing is at least most people are relatively local. I mean, unless it's like knock your socks off, which you'd probably be out on that anyways, just for how much that would get bid up,
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to shift gears now, if we could. I'm going to talk about the 127 sale coming up in August.
Is
that right?
Well, it officially starts a week from Thursday, I think. And, but I mean, I've heard there'll even be, you could go over there this weekend. We're recording this on the 30th. So you could go over there this first weekend in August and find, I think, places that are open and selling. But it really gets into full gear next week.
Does that run through, is it Crossville?
Yeah, so 127 runs through Crossville. It goes like Pikeville, Tennessee is there. Jamestown, Signal Mountain is like, if you wanted. So what we'll probably do, like I'm going Friday with Rosie, and I think Amy may go too. So the three of us will go. We'll either go south or north out of Crossville. Then I'm going with a friend of mine on Saturday who has a booth at Granny's, and we'll just go the opposite direction. We'll still go to Crossville, but go whichever direction we didn't go on Friday. I had even thought about going over by myself on Thursday just to, see if you could find any deals. But I went 2 years ago and I got a lot of stuff and did okay. There's definitely a lot of, I moved my antique store into a field under a tent type of stuff.
I can see that. Yeah.
But there's stuff, and then there's a lot of So there's everything from like, flea market type, junk type dealers up to high end antique dealers, and then everything in between. And, there's also, so you have the main 127 route, and there'll be fields with all these tents set up. There'll be churches that are having sales. There'll be houses along the way that are just having yard sales. But then there's also a lot of signs that point off, just yard sale. So you get into just regular neighborhoods and houses off the main 127 that are having sales. So there's a lot of different types of things you can find for sure.
You said you did that, right? You went past the main drag and then.
Yeah. So when we went 2 years ago, we would turn off the side roads quite a bit. And that year we actually did 2 of them. We did the one over with Molly. Amy and I went over and went with Molly and Nick and did the one. I don't remember the road number. We've talked about this before, but it's up above Greensboro and goes North Carolina and Virginia, and found a ton of stuff on that one. And then
I just wanted to kind of revisit it though, because it is coming up really soon. So I thought we would, give it another once over anyway, because I'm thinking about going, but I'm probably going to be very slowed.
Yeah, that's true with your knee. But yeah, if you're going to the 127, let us know in the comments and let us know where you'll be picking it up. And if anybody else is going to be in the Tennessee part of it, let us know, and I'll, maybe we can try to hook up. I ran into beer. It was one of the bearded thrifters last year. The one who lives over in Myrtle Beach. I can't.
Oh yeah, Julian.
Yeah, Julian. I ran to him and his wife at a yard sale only 2 years ago when we went. Is he Beard King? Let's see.
Beard King?
Bearded Picker? Bearded Thrifter?
Yeah, there's literally like 6
the
guys who have some variation of the word beard in their name. But anyway, it was Julian the one I ran to. So.
Do you think any of those guys with bearded picker names are like, man, I would shave, but the YouTube handle?
You're kind of
they
stuck
need to
with
shave
it,
live on their podcast. Just take the big old shears and
Oh, speaking of hair, I got a message from Ben today, Rocky Top Picker, asking, if I got anything good in the mystery boxes. And I said, well, I did get some of the dry shampoo that I, mentioned earlier, and I can send some to you. He said, well, I don't need any more. I cut my hair off.
Yeah, he did. What? He cut his hair off. Yes, he cut his hair off. He looks completely different. I watched their live last night, and I was commenting back and forth with him. And,
I meant to watch that. We were at my parents' eating ice cream, though. So
yeah, I watched it with him.
I was not prepared for that.
Yeah, it's interesting. What did he say? Why he did that, Sturt? Do you know?
I think I don't know. All he said it felt a lot better. So
is he going through something? When women do major hair changes, you always know something's going on.
So yeah, Ben, if you're watching, let us know in the comments.
Ben, are you?
We need to know what happened.
If you're okay. Who hurt you?
You have
Ben?
Friends here, Ben.
Who hurt you?
Talk to us, our friend. Yeah, he does. He looks different now. The Beard King flipper or picker, he's got a super beard. He's got like one of the best in the business. I made that comment on there last night. I told him, I said, you have one of the best beards in the business, because I think, Sturt, one of the things that he said that he was, what was it? They're going to have a beard contest.
They are,
or something like that at the meetup. So, Johnny, you're going to come over. You're going to forego the bills on that.
I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that.
We're
going to win the Super Bowl this year, so I need to be prepared. They'll need me at any moment.
I understand. Well, I do have my terrible towels out, so
they certainly are terrible.
Let's talk about the team they're playing. I think we play the Bills this year.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, I think.
In Pittsburgh.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, Johnny, if we could just make a trip.
Yeah, man, come on.
That would be a trip for the ages, my friend.
That, what are those Permane Brothers sandwiches?
Permane Brothers, yeah, we go to Permane Brothers. I've been there to The one right there in the center of town. I ate there.
Yeah. The what is that? Fountain Square? Is that Fountain Square? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I ate at that Permane Brothers right there. That big old glass.
Visit Pittsburgh.com. Whoever will sponsor us, we'll sell out.
We have good sandwiches in Knoxville too. So
at the soccer taco.
Yeah, I would venture to say though, Johnny, that Steelers Bills game would be a hard ticket to grab.
I'm sure that would be.
We could stand outside the stadium and say, "Hey, we're here." You know, maybe smell the hot dogs from the stadium. I guess. I don't know.
You could just put on one of your referee shirts, and they'll think you're an official.
I'd say, "Yeah, where do I go in?"
Yeah,
I'm a little late.
I forgot my badge.
I got my yellow rag right here.
And then you just make up a name. You're like, Sturt told me just to come in through this door here. They're like, okay, yeah, come on in.
Yeah, you know Sturt, you know.
pull a Fletch there, you know, you work your way up. So.
Fletch.
You're just like, you don't want me to get Stuart White on the phone right now, do you? It'll cost you your job, buddy. And they're like, oh, please.
Who do you think you are?
Grab their badge, you go, let me see this.
Just rip it off of them and then use it to get in.
Yeah, we could do that. Speaking of our friends, I did pop into the consignment chat live this afternoon, and they did mention that we need to reunite soon. So maybe we can get consignment chats on again for a little life update.
Absolutely. $1 Million Peddlers scheduled for the last week in August, I think. So I believe that means they'll probably air in early September. And supposedly Mr. Magazine is showing up, so we'll see.
He hits a one out of every 4 or so.
Yeah, something will come up. I'm sure he'll have to go back to school shopping for his kids or something that day. He's like, the what podcast? No.
Yeah, I'm not going on there. That's just not worth my time.
Well,
sorry, guys.
They might be a little like miffed because they just got knocked out of the number 2 viewer count position by our episode from 2 weeks ago. So
that's right.
I'm proud that we did it on our own.
Yep.
Yeah, but that one, it's been on a steady climb for a while. Doing really good. So thank you all. Shout out to our subscribers for watching and coming on in. We appreciate it so much.
We're just going to have to generate some more drama so we can drum up some more views. So y'all love the drama.
Well, here you go. I've got a little bit of a controversial subject here. So I sold this today, and this seems to always generate a lot of discussion one way or the other. So do y'all sell Bibles?
I haven't, but I would.
I haven't.
Would you though, Wes?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
I like it. You can give them away, you know.
Yeah, so I picked this up at an estate sale for $3 and sold it for $48 today. So yeah, I mean, I sell a ton of Bibles, and I know a lot of people are always like, "Oh, I can never sell Bibles, this or that." But I mean, somebody sells them at some point. Christian bookstores sell them, and nobody seems to have a problem with that.
You're just spreading the good word for.
I mean, you're right. Somebody sold it. You know.
So,
does that make you a bad person if you resell it? Is that what you're saying, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think some people do have this idea that, you know, Bibles are something that shouldn't be sold for. I mean, and put in the comments, you know, yay or nay. Do you sell Bibles? Do you not sell Bibles? If you don't sell Bibles, why don't you sell Bibles? I mean, I go to church. I consider myself a Christian.
I do,
but I don't have problems selling Bibles. So, you know,
I am as a holiday Christian, you know, Easter and Christmas. The only problem, like the only issue that I ever have is like if you're at one of those thrift stores where they're free. Those I don't take. That I don't know. That's bad karma to me.
Right.
I'm not I wouldn't judge anyone who does that, but I was looking.
You get it from a thrift store for free, and then
yeah. So I was at a thrift store once, and they had like a whole bookshelf, and it was all Bibles, and they were free. And I looked up 2 of them, and I was like, I can't do this. And then that was it.
No,
So
and I agree with you, Johnny. I have drawn the line there before. I mean, I haven't seen anything that's high dollar, but I saw a Good News Bible one time that, you can sell them for $15, $20 if they're the right edition. But I left it behind because same reason. If I buy it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But to go take it from the free bin, which is kind of a ministry the thrift shop does.
Yeah.
That is probably getting into, but I mean, if you do that, I wouldn't, for people who would do that, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
No judgment.
I just wouldn't do it myself. So
I feel like if I'm selling a Bible, I need to have paid for it.
So I don't know if anybody thinks I'm going to hell, put that in the chat. But the funny thing with this
completely
Bible
unrelated to selling Bibles, is he just going to hell in general?
Probably for your $31
for selling a Bible. But so the funny thing about this Bible, though, so this one girl messages me about this Bible and asks, "Does it have any writing in it?" She goes, she basically said, "I've just become a Christian. I'm going to buy one Bible, and it's the Bible I want my whole life, and I'm never going to, I don't want to ever have to buy another one." Mm-hmm. And of course, I, could have been a smart ass.
Does it have any writing in it? Is that what
did you read the description? But I did not. I just responded and said, "Well, it does have a gift inscription written in the front cover. So if you're wanting one with no writing, this is probably not, the best choice for you. Yeah. And good luck in your search." And then she bought it immediately and then canceled immediately and messaged me and said, "Well, I found a better deal. Sorry for the cancellation." I'm like, "No big deal." So it automatically relisted it. Then I sold it again in 30 minutes to somebody different. So, and it'd been listed for 2 weeks. So it's just weird that it sold twice. And
let's see it, Sturt. Open it up. Let's see it.
So it's the Jerusalem Bible. So it was, I think this one is from, I can't remember the date. But yeah, it's got a lot of commentary and stuff in it as well. But yeah, it's an entirely new, genuinely contemporary version of the Bible for the modern reader. Modern in the 60s, I guess. So I think that's when it was from the 60s. So anyway, yeah, I mean, religion, not just Christianity, religion can be very profitable, though. I've sold a lot of Buddha figurines, Hindu stuff. So,
Based on the mega churches they're building here in North Carolina, it does appear religion can be very profitable. Aren't there ones where it kind of if it's the pastor's version where it's got additional notes in them? Aren't those more valuable?
I don't know. I mean, the ones that obviously the older they are, typically the more they're worth. But some of the ones, if you're looking to buy Bibles, any of the early edition Living Bibles, which I think first came out in the 60s or 70s, but you have to get first, second edition, and you can sell those usually for $20, $30. The Good News Bibles, which were very 70ish, they had these very 70s looking illustrations in them, and I think they were just a living Bible, but geared towards college kids, so they had the illustrations. But yeah, anything old, in fact, I just sold a Masonic Bible, one of those big family edition that weigh 8 pounds. Mm-hmm. I just sold one of those recently for I think 50 or 60. Of course, and the challenge usually, especially on those, is they're going to sell better if they don't have the inscription pages filled out. Mm-hmm. But they'll still sell even if they are.
Can Bibles go media mail?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So. I don't know if I had talked about this. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But at a thrift store over here in Maryville, I went by and they have all their books and stuff. My book that I wrote was in the store.
Did you buy it?
Oh, I had to. It was 99
Yeah.
That's probably pretty cool, though, to see your book. That's kind of like hearing your song on the radio.
Yeah. I stopped by, and my wife was going through the books, and she stopped, and she goes, "Oh, look." And she held it up, and it was Books for Jacob. I said, I have to buy that. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Were you telling the cashier, this is me?
I did. I did. I said, hey, look, she goes, yeah. And I opened it up and it's got a picture of the boy and me inside of it. Of course, it's about 10 years old. So I'm a little older looking, but she goes, well, she goes, I've never had this happen before. So,
Yeah.
Go in and thrift your own book.
Yeah, it's got to be a weird thing for like Stephen King to walk into a thrift store and just
I think I would though, go in and buy. Go, that's right, it's my book. Because I did that. I slid it up and I said, "Don't worry, I got a crisp $1 bill right here. I'll pay for that." Right, Sturt?
Yeah, I always carry 31, so I always have a $1 bill.
You should have, Wes. You should have signed it and just gave it to her and been like, "You're welcome."
You're welcome.
Just walk.
Put that up. Put that up behind the cash register there. Oh my goodness, that's too good.
Interestingly enough, my other sale today was a beer stein. So I sold a Bible and a beer stein. It's like a 1955 Amherst. Well, this one sold for 35, so it was okay.
I cannot sell those things. I've got some of those.
Had the word King on the back, so. But this one was older than most of the ones I find. I mean, I assume it's from 1925. I mean, all the markings were right and stuff. So I think Amherst College might be in like Massachusetts or somewhere.
I think that's right. I've picked up a couple over the years and they've always sold, but like every time they've sold, I've always been like, phew.
Don't buy another one of those.
You
know?
And I see them every now and then and I'm always like, just don't do it. It's like typewriters. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Have you bought any more typewriters, Johnny?
No. My typewriter days are behind me.
I actually sold some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I'd folded my garage door in half about a year ago. I had to get a brand new one. And I'd harvested the brackets and stuff off of it. And had a guy, he came and he purchased my brackets because his is about to go. He's trying to salvage it as long as possible. So you know, that's also a place. And Sturt, I know, Johnny, do you sell on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace?
Very little. It gives me too much anxiety.
You don't like meeting people?
No.
No. Don't talk to me.
No, I don't want to die selling a used T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I sell a lot on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, and to be honest,
do they come to your house or do you meet up?
I usually just have them come to the house, Johnny. Ooh. I just do front.
Well, I did. I mean, I'm not going to carry. How am I going to carry all that garage door stuff?
And
I'll meet you down at the Shell station.
And you're selling under your name on Facebook Marketplace. It's not that hard to figure out where somebody lives. So
I know, but I still don't want to be murdered.
I
always meet off-site, well-lit area. But you know, you guys are back from the old days. You know, it was all.
I used to do more meetings, but it gets so frustrating when people don't show up at all, or they're late, or this or that. So I just got, hey, it's on my front porch. You can come get it at your convenience, and then if they don't get it, so what? It's not a big deal. So yeah, another thing for anybody who sells on Facebook Marketplace, how do you do it? Do you have people come to your house, or do you meet in a dimly lit area or a well lit area? So
Johnny, it's like what you were talking about when you're trying to sell something, and they'll say, "Please accept my offer." You were talking about that one. Please accept my offer. I had that same thing last night. I had a guy. He said, "Hey, I really need this. I had some cedar posts that he was wanting. I've got those listed as well." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. They're out here. I've got them ready to go. Can I meet you tonight? Can I come over there?" "Yeah, sure. Not a problem." So I went through my therapy for my knee, and I hustled to get back home and got it all situated, ready for him. "Oh, I can't come tonight."
Yeah, of course.
He goes, "Maybe some other time." Okay.
Maybe some other time.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, Facebook's full of people like that. And the other ones, you'll be communicating with somebody, they'll send you, "Hey, is this available?" "Yeah." "Oh, can I come pick it up?" "Yeah." here's the address. Will you be using Venmo or cash? I'll just leave cash when I get there. And then you never hear another word from them. It's like just they drop off the face of the earth, and you'll follow up, and then you'll never even get the little icon that says they red eyes wonder, did they get like killed in a car wreck coming to my house or something? It's like, because there's no evidence they ever even see the messages again.
Yeah. The guy, because I had a couple of those like blow mold things up. And the guy was going to pick it up, and then he messaged me, can't come today, my daughter's sick. Okay. And then never again. If you don't want it, just say you don't want it. Because it's more weird if you're like, hey, my daughter's sick, I can't pick it up ever. I go, okay.
So, Johnny, it kind of sounds like for you, that's like the worst form of reselling.
Oh, stuff. Absolutely. We get it like even on, and you guys might get it too, like on eBay, like, oh, you're in Greensboro? I'm in Greensboro. I could just pick it up. Nah, no. Cereal. No, you can't come to my house.
So you won't do local pickup on eBay then?
No, it's so, I hate that.
I've done it. I mean, I don't have that many people ask, but I have done it a handful of times. Although most people figure out when you got free shipping, it doesn't really, they might as well have you ship it to them.
Yeah.
Either that or they're going to offer you, sometime I'll go, oh, if I meet you, can you sell it for a little less? And I'm usually like, sure. So,
yeah.
The quirks of Johnny.
There's some people I just don't, I would rather they not know where I live. Just for like selling the typewriters. Every typewriter I've sold, it has been a unique individual who has continued to message me after sale completed to talk about typewriters. Could you imagine? They have you like, I could come over and we could talk typewriters. Like, no, I don't know.
Well, Johnny, I want to end the podcast with this. Here's what I want to do. If you had to do one of them, which would you pick?
Okay.
Sell an item on Facebook Marketplace, or wear a thrifted shirt for an hour.
Oh. Could I wash the thrifted shirt first, or does it come straight from the store?
I'll let you wash it. You can wash
it for an hour. I would do that for an hour.
Okay.
Then you'll go take a shower and
get this off me, Frizz.
I don't mind Facebook Marketplace, but I don't I'm never excited about it. And I just always hate, and the person on the other side is probably just afraid that I'm a weirdo as I'm afraid that they're a weirdo. And it just, it always works out fine. But, oh, God. I don't know, the anxiety. I can't handle it. I'm on blood pressure medicine. I can't do it.
Oh, man, that's just too good. Well, that is all the time we have this evening, gentlemen, on the Finders Flippers Resell Podcast. Another great one.
It absolutely was. I love the story, Johnny. You did a great job reading it. Can't wait to hear the next story and the continuing ventures of our little reselling gang.
A little spoiler alert, the mystery of the missing milk glass coming soon.
Ooh.
It's like the teaser at the end of the James Bond movies.
I'm excited about next week, though, boys. Episode 75.
75. It seems monumental.
That is a big number. And we're getting close to 400 subscribers, so we'll be doing another live before too long. Yep. Just 18 more. At 500? Johnny's coming over to Knoxville.
Coming back over. Yeah.
To do another live. So
at this rate, it's going to be winter. So that's awesome.
Ooh, 118 more, Johnny. And you're coming across the mountain, my friend.
We've picked up about 30 subscribers in the last month. So appreciate everybody.
Done really well. Well, gentlemen, take care of yourself, and we shall talk soon.
Bye, guys.